And funny enough, Sidney Crosby's still a pen. Goals for per game were close. Check Kent Johnson's fact. Fuck Kent Johnson. I don't care about Kent anymore. Screw him. He's off the team. Screw him. Top 2 PKs in the league going head-to-head in this series. It's really going to come down to who can find the offense. You would think that would be us, but you never know. Let's take a look at the team. Let's take a look here. First and foremost, we are still going to have injuries to deal with. Matt Sjogard was terrible in the appearances that he got, and we're sending him down to the AHL. Thielen can be the backup. Defensively, no Bouchard and no Yarosek, presumably, for game number 1. Unless we sim a day and that changes. It didn't. Our depth or lack thereof is about to be tested. Now, Bouchard is healthy enough to play. That is almost a guarantee that he'll get re-injured. So left side is Werenski, Shabbat, Kauppanen. Right side is going to be Dursey. Fuck. Dursey, Friedman, and Honka. Maybe we'll give it to Johansson instead. Honestly, Luca Morelli. Screw it. Let's give you a chance. Let's give you a chance. You never know. In terms of the forwards, we have nothing to change or nothing to worry about. We're fine. So we'll take that. So what will our lines look like here? What will they look like? I think the defense is easier to sort out because we know Evan Bouchard's going to be sitting. I'm going to give Luca Morelli every opportunity to succeed. That said, Dursey will be on the top pairing. Uh-oh. Anton Johansson will be on the top pairing with Zach Werenski. We'll have Shabbat, Dursey, Kauppanen, and Morelli. I think we got to swap Morelli and Johansson. I don't even know if we can do that. Jesus. Okay, well, yep. That's okay. Without Evan Bouchard in game 1, the defense, David Yarosek missing too, of course, the defense looking a little bit spotty. For the forwards, it still has Sillinger as the healthy scratch, which I think I'm okay with. But, maybe not. Maybe we'll play him. We talked about before. What is the best combination for this team right now? We know that Frondell, Monahan, Toffoli is a really, really strong line. We can't play Fantilli and Del Belbaluz on the 4th line. I mean, only one of them, essentially. Again, Stützle was fine. Honestly, this is going to be risky. This is going to be risky. But I am going with my gut on this. I'm going with my gut on this. It is going to be Del Belbaluz, Fantilli and Gunderson, Kachuk, Lindstrom, McCown for all the fucking physicality. Frondell, Monahan, Toffoli, Sillinger, Stützle, Kyrou. I wasn't overly impressed with either of these two. There's a real chance I'm going to flip them at the draft. We'll see if they can work their way up the lineup. Brady Kachuk certainly earned his spot. And we always do have Fedor Svechkov to put into the lineup if need be. But we're gonna play it in a bit of a risky manner. But I'm all right with it. I mean, that does give us absolutely insane depth up and down the lineup. Just the primary reason why I'm willing to go for it. What do the Pittsburgh Penguins look like in 2028? Is it Sidney Crosby's last ride? That is the question. It is Michael Bunting. Is Crosby hurt? Ow. 40-year-old Sid is injured. 37-year-old Erik Karlsson is a scratch. Jesus. It is Michael Bunting, Pavel Zacha, and Frankie Vetrano, Brian Rust, Alex Kerfoot, and Brett Berard, Drew O'Connor, Evgeny Malkin, and Ricard Raquel, Brett Leeson, Kevin Hayes, and Emil Yarventi. The defense, Marcus Pettersson and 40-year-old Chris Letang, Jared Spurgeon and Matt Grzelcyk, Owen Pickering, and Carson Soucy. And we already know the goaltender is Jari, with Alex Nedeljkovic behind him. Wow. That is an old team. That is an awkward team. That is a team that we should beat. We are without Yarosek for 10 more days, and Bouchard should be fully healthy for Game 2. From the Penguins' perspective, Sid is out for 11 days with a sprained ankle. We want Ball State. I miss Ball State. Definitely not done with college football. That's a game we'll go back to plenty of times. But dude, there's too many games, man. We want pro clubs. That's another game. That's another game. I notice you're not yelling "We want Eashel" though, Johnny. Is there a reason for that? All right. Let's do this. We don't want Eashel. There you go. We will put the prediction up. Who wins it? Columbus or Pittsburgh? Game 1 in Pittsburgh. I do want to look at the X Factor comparison. God, dude. Bouchard, Lindstrom, Stutz, Kachuk, Werenski. My God. Who does Pittsburgh have? Just Crosby and then Bunting, Vetrano, and Zacha. Yeah. Just to get that visualization. New challenges and Sibley will be fun. Never say never. Never say never. It is game number 1. Penguins and Jackets in the playoffs again. First period. Well, we said heading into the series it was the top 2 PKs in the regular season going head-to-head. Well, that's 2 power play goals for the Penguins. Chris Letang and Alex Kerfoot. Second period. The Stützle trade is going to haunt us for a long time. Moving on from Jack Reeves. Gunderson has his first ever playoff goal. Werenski gets one as well, so the lead's back down to 2. 3 out of 4 of Pittsburgh's goals on the power play. So much for that top-notch PK, huh? Caden Lindstrom gets a goal back. 3 unanswered for Columbus. Is it too little too late? Is the question. Power play for CBJ. Nothing doing. 3 minutes left. Is it over? Yes, it is. Ricard Raquel and Brett Berard make sure of that. 6-3 the final score. The Penguins take game 1. As Evgeny Malkin is still very much going to be a factor, even at his advanced age. That is a rough scene. We will have Bouchard back for game 2. I don't know if we can start Gabriel Dag for this next game because, oh my God. All right, it is going to be... Actually, Morelli might stay in over Johansson, to be honest. We replace Morelli with Bouchard. Any restrictions? No. Just a straight up franchise just to get a feel for what the game's like this year. Thank God we have Bouchard back. But what's funny is because a lot of the restrictions we've had in the past, right, about no movements, no trade clauses, stuff like that, I mean, now they're just in the game to begin with. So, I don't think we can turn to Melker Thielen here, can we? Yeah, we'll give Melker a chance. We'll give Melker a chance. Why not? We kind of put ourselves into a weird spot in terms of the goaltending. It is game number 2 in Pittsburgh. How big of a difference will Evan Bouchard make? Next GM mode series, you can only trade within your division. Not a bad challenge. That would be a more fun challenge if we still had the phones and GM reputation, where if you piss somebody off, they'd just be like, yeah, fuck you. If you want to trade, give me 7 firsts. So, first period here, 1-1, Del Bell Blues. And Pedersen on Daig. Okay. Fair enough. Second period, goal apiece, Caden Lindstrom and Ricard Raquel. That Stützle trade was dumb. Oh, Berard scores again. 3-2 Penguins. Thomas Chabot ties the game at 3. Are we going to overtime here in game 2? Yes, we are. We're not going to jump in unless it's an elimination game or double overtime. The Penguins don't score on that early power play chance. They're starting to kill us in shots here, though, man. 8 minutes left in OT 1 of game 2. Pittsburgh up 1-0 in the first round. Double overtime. We're going to find out who wins it. It is double overtime in Pittsburgh. We do not have a very good track record of overtimes in the playoffs so far. Not at all. I think we lost 3 out of our 4 games last year, or was it all 4 games that we lost to Carolina 2 years ago now? We're in overtime. Game 2, double overtime. We desperately need the team to figure something out here. Gunderson to the corner, but immediately loses it. I'm still a little bit worried about AI versus AI. Just in terms of their logic sometimes. Letang, oh my god. So Thielen is in. We'll have to check the game stats at the end of it, because it did show Gabriel Daig. Owen Pickering is tied for the lead in points for Pittsburgh. Our top line is still out there. Fantilli wins it to Werenski. Bouchard quickly to Gunderson. Good transition work here. Gunderson skating like he has a stick up his ass. Bouchard to Werenski. Gunderson can't tuck it short side. Letang upended by Del Bell Blues. Kicks it over. Nobody there. At least in a friendly uniform. Pavel Zacha. Bunting! What the hell was that? Did I just look at that awkwardly? Okay, no, that was a weird shot. Okay. Fair enough. Still a bit awkward, but not the glitchiest thing I've ever seen. It's Kachuk, Lindstrom, and McCown. The grind line are out. Chabot gets it up to Kachuk. Reunited. Brady Kachuk. Can't pick the corner on Tristan Jarry. Damn. It is funny how many sends we have on this team now. Penguins have decimated us in terms of shots. Tang has it poked away by Lindstrom. Lindstrom to Kachuk, and again he can't capitalize. Bunting has space. Round the back to Vetrano. Another former Bruin. No, it was Kerfoot off the bench. Kerfoot. Bunting can't get the shot off. Dursey has it. Diggy bought tickets to see the Shorzy cast against an alumni. No. I didn't even know it was a thing. I've never seen an episode of Shorzy. We've talked about this. I'm sure it's a great show, but it's become such a part of, like, dude bro hockey culture that it's kind of killed my interest in even checking it out. Gotta be honest. Nothing more grating than dude bro hockey culture. It's nauseating. Thomas Chabot putting the Penguins into a bit of a situation here. Let's go. Out of nowhere and of all people, Thomas Chabot, Hot Sam Bacho, strikes and the Blue Jackets take game 2 in double overtime. There's just Chabot jumping up into the play and smooth reception, quick flick of the wrist, other way, beats Jari. If we lost with our backup making 52 saves, I believe Thielen would have been allowed to commit murder. Best season result we've had so far? Dude, it might even be this one. And this is what, season 4? We've made the playoffs now twice, missed twice. If I'm not mistaken. So that's why the energy drink is called Dude Bro. We'll see. There you go. I didn't even know the reference. Well, at least they lean into the joke then. I'll give them that, apparently. Apparently. Do love me some Caden Lindstrom. Goon Squad legend.
I'm just trying to
Shout out to G-Dub. Or the follow. I am surprised he got that shot off. It's a quick outlet. The missed poke check. So then Spurgeon tries to close the distance. Right as he does it, Lindstrom's centering feed. And Matt Grzelcyk just took a little... Oh, so he missed the stick lift. That's what happened. He took a step back too far, missed the stick lifts. And that gave Chabot the space to get the shot. I don't hate it. And I mean, outside of a knee going through the pads. I mean, off the bottom of the blocker and in. I don't hate that. There are some examples of the AI still being incredibly shaky despite the whole improved AI Ice Cube thing. One of them, though. Whoops, I don't think that was one of them, though. You did the wrong thing. Shout to Red Bull Munich. Hey, Red Bull. I'm sorry, I didn't try to pronounce it in the typical German way because I would regret that tremendously. But thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. Now, here's the thing. Do I know? I presume I know who's behind that account if it's a player. And if it's not, fair enough. Fair enough. But, okay. So Derek Johnson got hurt. I thought it was going to be another NHL injury, but I think we're okay. As the series will shift to Columbus. Did you stack the power play? I didn't even check, to be honest. I just figured it was fine on its own. Maybe we should check it. Given that we don't have a power play goal yet. Given that we don't have a power play goal, we should probably check it. So, let's take a look here. Let's take a look. In terms of goaltending in that game, by the way, well, I could check the box score. I can also just look. Yeah, Thielen got the win because he made 5 saves. It did play Daig. So, Daig obviously had a much better game, too. Granted, we still went to double overtime, but yeah, he'll be staying in there. So, he'll be staying there. In terms of our power play, it is Lindstrom, Stützle, Tkachuk, Bouchard, Werenski. I definitely want to change that. Definitely want to change that. Or well, yeah, they don't have a goal, so I probably should change that. The new game looks really good. I mean, it's probably the most positivity I've seen surrounding an NHL in a really, really long time, all things considered. All right, so if we take a look here at what this power play can be or should be. Lindstrom, Kachuk and Fantilli should be on different lines. Lindstrom's fine where he is. Let's actually go with he's gonna be a left wing now. Adam Fantilli. Get Fantilli in there. We're gonna want Del Belbelouz. Still love me some DBB. And you know what? Even Gunderson. I want Gunderson on that top unit. Then again, two different snipers with Del Belbelouz and Gunderson. So we could go with Kyrou. I'm just worried more about player types than anything. So Fantilli, Gunderson, Kyrou. We have Bouchard. And come on, phone cooperate here. In terms of a two-way, it makes sense to probably go Lindstrom. And then Monahan on the other. So let's get Big Caden playing center. I mean, that's a hell of a top unit. Depending on handedness, it's not bad. Not at all. Then again, Fantilli at the point, because Lindstrom has Big Tipper. So that's not bad. We'll take that. In terms of, oh boy, this setup here. Probably want Bouchard as the finisher. So Lindstrom, Kyrou. Cade Lindstrom with the puck, get it to Bouchard, and then hopefully back to Lindstrom in front. I don't hate it. Faceoff has Fantilli there. That's totally fine. That second power play unit. Second power play unit. Easy for me to say. We are going to want Brady Tkachuk out there as the power forward there. You know who runs the Red Bull account? I don't, but I don't with certainty, I should say. I could have a couple of guesses based off of pro players, but I also don't know for sure if they're the ones that are behind it. All right, so let's see. We got Tkachuk. We need Del Belbelouz. I need another playmaker, which would be Stützle. We needed Werenski in there. And then honestly, I mean, we could go with Chabot. We could go with Chabot. If it's not Chabot, it's probably Monahan looking at our team, but we can go with Thomas Chabot. What is the lefty-righty situation? Everyone's a lefty. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. We'll get Brady Tkachuk set up in front. We want Del Belbelouz in a position to be able to shoot. We want Chabot in a position. Dude, I mean, literally, it's 3/5 Ottawa Senators. This is insane. In terms of the strats, distributor, probably Zach Werenski because of the gold. The finisher, let's go Chabot. Puck carrier, Timmy Stützle. Who's on faceoffs? Brady Tkachuk. Yeah, let's not do that. And let's put old Timmy on faceoffs. Please. Game. Hello? Okay. Can I do it this way? Please? Hey, there you go. That was weird. Probably one of the... And then it's just showing Brady Tkachuk there anyway. Excuse me. And now it's showing Timmy Stützle. I don't know what to believe. But in theory, that should improve our power play by quite a bit. We'll see if that happens. Game number 3. It's a 1-1 split after that double overtime win. First period goes in Pittsburgh's favor. Dude, Berard has been killing us. What a series he has had so far. I don't like it. No, sir. Second period, I hate it even more. Michael Bunting's first of the series. We are down 2-0. Oh, boy. I mean, we can't even necessarily blame the goaltending, right? Del Belbaluz gets one back. Make that 2-1. Still in need of another goal, though, boys. Nedeljkovic, their goaltender, by the way. Brett Leeson's going to end this game. We can't even blame Dag. I mean, we only scored one goal. Pittsburgh wins 3-1, and they are up 2-1 in the series. Once upon a time, we could have gotten Berard correct. See the first star? No, it was Nedeljkovic. The eyebrows reigned supreme in that one. Okay. Well, certainly not an improvement on our power play. That's for sure. Well, we do have the depth, but losing Fantilli, that hurts. It does mean that Fedor Svechkov will be in the lineup, and it looks like Yarosek will be back too. The injury troubles that Adam Fantilli has undergone have been brutal. That is the only way to put it. We'll reunite the old fourth line of Svechkov, Sillinger, and McCown. We'll go Del Belbaluz, Lindstrom, Gunderson, Kachuk, Stützle. We went for that in the regular season. It didn't work too well. That's playmaker, power forward. Then we have two snipers here. We'll go Del Belbaluz, Lindstrom, Kyrou, Kachuk, Stützle, Gunderson. And then everything else there is all right. And then defensively, thankfully, we can finally take out Morelli. And get a healthy David Yarosek back. So almost at full strength up until the injury to Adam Fantilli. Defensively, we'll send down Johansson and Morelli. We'll call up Friedman just to be a little bit of depth. Actually, I mean, in fairness, we don't even have to call up Friedman. We can just go with the minimal amount of players and try to make the AHL that much better. So, okay. Well, again, this is what we have the depth for. But it didn't last too long with Stützle and Kyrou on the fourth line, you know? Game number 4, we lose this one. We are in big-time trouble. First period, 2-1 Jackets. Marcus Pettersson starts off the scoring for them, but then, of all people, 2 goals in 25 seconds for third-line winger Anton Frondel. We will gladly take. Second period, it stays the same. We have to find out the Calder Cup counter for hardware. Nothing popped up. I didn't pay close enough attention to the stats to know for sure. So, I am not certain. Michael Bunting ties this game up. Zach Werenski restores the lead. Del Belbaluz gives us some insurance. There's still a lot of time, though. 5 minutes left. Up by 2. And this series is going to be tied at 2 wins apiece. Good to see Zach Werenski stepping up and scoring a clutch goal. He had a big game. He had a big game, as did Frondel, as did Dag. And I mean, again, we threw Dag into the fire, basically, in terms of, hey, you're the backup for this year. LOL, no, you're not. You're starting. But we know he's our goalie long term, so it is what it is. Game number 5. No lineup changes. Let's see what we can do here. Back in Pittsburgh. First period, 2-1 Pens, Yarventi and Hayes. Stützle gets on the board for us, but again, we still trail. I'm intrigued now to see if Jari is hurt. Second period, we tie it up. It's Gunderson. I mean, it's outside of game one. This has been a very, very close series. Sean Monahan, oh, captain, my captain. Brady Tkachuk. You slab-headed bastard. I've seen a lot of people just bring the Harry Maguire insults to Brady Tkachuk. That's all I could think of now. We are up 4-2. And now we're up 3-2 in the series. Back-to-back wins for the Jackets. 1 win away from the second round. Who needs Adam Fantilli, apparently? As Gunderson and the Senators are able to deliver. Imagine being able to trade for Sens for pennies on the dollar because of mismanagement within the Ottawa Senators organization. And they say this game's unrealistic. It is game number 6 and a chance to end the series. First period, 1-1, Brian Rust and Sean Monahan. Second period, oh my God. Crosby is back, as is Michael Bunting, but Thomas Chabot and Caden Lindstrom tie the game. Pittsburgh not going down without a fight. It could be the final game of Sidney Crosby's career. Zach Werenski, Anton Frondel, Luca Del Bel Blues as the Columbus Blue Jackets are going to eliminate Pittsburgh. Oh boy, that's a scary goal. The Columbus Blue Jackets are going to eliminate the Pittsburgh Penguins in 6 games. 7-4, the final score. Tristan Jarry definitely got hurt, by the way, because Alnefelt was brought in that game. That is our first win. Our first playoff series victory in this timeline with Columbus. A 6-game series victory over Pittsburgh as... Wow, we'll talk more about that in a second. For the forwards, leading scorer, Del Belbaluz. Lindstrom was great. Tkachuk was solid. Rondell, Monahan. I mean, look, Kyrou and Stützle were solid, but they those additions were really unnecessary. They really were. Fantilli had 2 points in 3 games before getting hurt. Svechkov, 3 games played, no points, but that's fine. Defensively, though, Zach Werenski, phenomenal series. Chabot, solid too. Yarosek was awesome once he came back from injury. The rookie Kauppanen, well, we can kind of excuse him being the worst defenseman on the team. Gabriel Daig, not the best stat line in total, right? But you look at the series. Game 1, atrocious. Game 2, 4 and 5, really, really good. He was pretty bad in Game 6. That was the second worst game of the series. But we did get the win. We were able to outscore our problems. So we're still a little bit worried about Daig. I mean, we're trusting a 21-year-old goaltender to be the guy. So that's always going to be a little bit scary and provide a bit of uncertainty. But we are going to round 2. And it looks like it's going to be Tampa. That's what it looks like. Can't say I'm too excited about having to play Tampa. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, there's quite the history between the Blue Jackets and the Tampa Bay Lightning in the playoffs as well. Okay. I mean, you got to look there at the team stats, dude. Jake Gensel, 14 points in the first round in 6 games for them. Our power play, second worst of any playoff team so far. We need to step up. We need to step it up if we're going to have success here against Tampa. Let's take a look at their roster. It is Jake Gensel, Braden Point, and Nikita Kucherov. Jesus. Cam Atkinson, 38 years old and still an 85. Look, Atkinson. You got Anthony Cirelli, Brandon Hagel, Jesus. Sam Steele, Nick Paul, and Simon Knock. I really hope it's Simon Kanak. Nico Hatanen, Cody Glass, and Jamison Reese. Their defense, 37-year-old Victor Hedman with Eric Chernock, TJ Brody and JJ Moser, Jake Wallman and Zach Whitecloud. Goalies, Vasilevsky and Martin Jones. Vasi, on paper, is still an absolute beast. No injuries for them. Nick Perbix, Jasper Weatherby, and David Gustafsson as their scratches. So, in terms of how these two teams compare, when it comes to the overall, it's another thing that I'm interested in. 91, 95, 82, 95, 88, 90. All right. That is, that's a little bit scary now, isn't it? That is a little bit scary. We'll do our best. We will do our best. Game number 1, hosting Tampa, no less. Let's see how it goes. First period. Shorthanded goal for Cody Glass. All right. Second period. We get a goal back. Caden Lindstrom on the power play. Literally living and dying by our power play right now. Not surprised to see this be a close game. Super early on here. Could be next goal wins. And it might even go to overtime. Come on, boys. We need a goal. 5 minutes left in the third. We need one here. We got one here. David Yarosek. Is that enough? Sean Dursey, the defenseman, stepping up. Who would have thought? Some unlikely heroes. But that is the depth of this team. As Dag stops 31. Svechkov, 2 assists. Unlikely heroes in game 1. It said Werenski's hurt, but it hasn't said how badly. Apparently not too badly. Oh, thank God he's healthy. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Close call. Game number 2. Game number 2. First period, 1-0 Tampa. Damn it. Wow, they outshot us 14-2. Second period. All right. Well, if you had some confidence heading into that series, it might be shaking a little bit. Braden Point, Zach Whitecloud, Cam Atkinson, and Victor Hedman. The lone goal for Columbus was Zach Werenski. Third period, we get one back with Brady Tkachuk, but it's not enough. Tampa wins game 2, 5-2. Right. There are still some inconsistencies surrounding this team. And it's a little bit scary. A little bit scary. We are only 2 games into the series. However, I just have no confidence in Tim Stützle or Jordan Kyrou. And I don't know if I should feel that way. Dude, Stützle just disappears. He just fucking disappears. Kyrou at least has 6 points. I can maybe see why the Ottawa relationship went south. It's not going too well for us here either. If we look at Dag, I mean, his inconsistencies at least make sense. I mean, he's such a young player. Great in game 1, horrific in game 2. So. Right. We'll give everybody another chance here, but yeah, we might have to consider some changes after this game. Should it be a loss. Game 3 in Tampa. First period, 1-1. JJ Moser and Caden Lindstrom. Second period, 2-2. Zach Werenski and Braden Point. This is much closer to game number 1 as Nikita Kucherov scores. Dude, we need Stutzla to show up here. Timmy, for the love of God. For the love of God. 5-on-3 power play. Couldn't do anything with it. It looked to have been abbreviated. Tampa wins again, 3-2 in game number 3. And they have a 2-1 series lead. Kucherov, Vasilevsky, and Point. Core still intact and still more than capable of succeeding. So that puts us into an interesting situation and scenario here. Now, unfortunately, one thing that you still cannot do, you can check the game logs. You still cannot sort playoff stats by round from this screen. I have begged and pleaded for that. Hopefully it happens sometime in the near future. But as we go and look at the lines, let's start with Daig. 909 overall. He had a better game. I mean, 3 goals on 39 shots. We can't necessarily blame him. He's been inconsistent, but we can't totally blame him. Zach Werenski. So far as 2 points in the series is a -1. That's not great. That is not great. What about Evan Bouchard? 3 points in it. Dude, this is backfired heavily investing in Evan Bouchard. Has 1 point and is a -1 in the series so far. Thomas Chabot. 1 point and is a -1 so far through these 3 games. David Jiricek, whatever it is. Jiricek. 1 point and an even rating. Not great. So none of these defensemen are really killing it so far. Imo Kauppanen. No points and a -3 for the rookie. Not ideal. And Sean Durzi. Not great. 1 point and a -2. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Okay. All right. Well, Werenski and Jiricek have been our top 2 defensemen so far. Durzi and Kauppanen has not been working. I don't necessarily want to scratch Kauppanen, though. But he just hasn't... He hasn't been great, right? Problem is, left side defenseman at this point, I mean... It's got to be him. Like, we just got to shelter him as best we can. When it comes to the forwards, this is an entirely different question. That right side, Hunter McCown. How have you done in this series so far? He's a -1. Not great. And obviously no one would have been particularly impressive in this series so far. Tyler Toffoli is a -3. How are we not eating up TJ Brody? Especially at, what, 38-year-old TJ Brody? I totally agree. Gunderson. How have you done in this series so far? No points and an even rating. Jesus. I mean, we have been struggling. And then Jordan Kyrou has at least 1 assist. Jordan Kyrou has a point per game right now. Jordan Kyrou has a point per game right now, so he is the one winger that's that has shown up. Cole Sillinger on the 4th line. I mean, 1 point and an even rating. I mean, it's okay. for a fourth line center. Fedor Svechkov. How have you done in the series so far? -1, but with 2 points. Okay. So, I mean, fourth line kind of doing as expected. How's Sean Monahan done against Tampa so far? We need to ride the hot hands. Sean Monahan has done nothing so far, unfortunately. He has had an atrocious series. 3 shots and a -3. Anton Frondel is a -3. Oh, man. So our third line that's supposed to be our shutdown line are the ones getting shut down. Stützle. 1 point and a -2. We didn't need him. We really didn't need him. Brady Tkachuk has 4 points at least. So far, our highest scoring guy alongside... Well, actually, yeah, more than Kyrou. So, 4 points overall and an even rating. And then the top two here. Caden Lindstrom has 3 points and a +1 in the round. And Luca Del Bel Blues, no points and a -1. A little bit disappointed there, Luca. So our top line is pretty obvious. It's Jordan Kyrou, Caden Lindstrom, and Brady Tkachuk. These have been our best 3 players in the series so far. That is pretty straightforward. Tyler Toffoli is going to be dropped to the fourth line. McCown's actually outplayed him ever so slightly. In terms of who else has played well, Sillinger and Svechkov, you're going to the second line. While Stützle and Del Bel Blues will be on the third, leaving Frondel, Monahan, Toffoli, the old third line. Now the fourth line, in theory, we do need to split that up. Let's go Del Bel Blues, Stützle, Toffoli, Frondel, Monahan, McCown, because there wasn't too much of a difference there. We need to split up that fourth line. I mean, the other option, Monahan's been bad. He and Frondel have been bad. Not that Toffoli hasn't. Maybe they'll do better as the fourth line. Let's try this. So again, doing our typical optimization for who the hot hands have been so far in the series. It is game number 4. Let's see if it does anything for us. If not, we're down 3-1 and probably cooked. First period, 1-0 Jackets, Brady Tkachuk. Second period, still 1-0 Jackets. Shots are very close as well. Oh, boy. Having to rely on a 21-year-old goaltender to make saves to get us a win here is very, very scary. Very, very scary. He has been up to the challenge so far, and it can only last for so long. Jake Gensel ties the game. Power plays for both teams. We go to overtime. It is not an elimination game, so we will sim from here. Unless it goes to double, in which case we already have a double overtime victory in this postseason. A lot of power play opportunities, and the boys just aren't scoring. They're just not scoring. 51 shots now on Vasilevsky. Will it be another trip to double overtime? Yes, it will. 51 shots to 47. Double overtime in game number 4. We need to win. We need to win, or we face one hell of a deficit, and we'll have to head into this offseason knowing that we made the team too good. We overstacked and underdelivered if we lose from here. We need a win. We need a win as Lindstrom. It's that face-off win. Tkachuk. Back for Jurasek now. Werenski to Lindstrom. Caden can't hold it. Werenski in front. Nearly tipped in by Kyrou. And Kairou's at least delivered here in the postseason. We know he was an upgrade on Gavin Brindley. I mean, Brindley wasn't a bad top 6 playmaker, but was he likely to be elite? No. So that was at least worth the risk. But trying to swoop in every time there's a star player who's having a disagreement with his team. Might not work out. Nikita Kucherov on the breakaway. Save by Dig, and another. Gensel to point. Chernak for Hedman. Finds Kucherov, keeps it in. Chernak to the forehand. Tried to hit the 1T. Werenski's there to pick it off. Werenski into the zone. Caden Lindstrom can't pull the trigger. Second chance. It ends up on goal, and it's in! The Columbus Blue Jackets have stolen Game 4 in double overtime. A monstrous set of saves for piss boy Gabriel Daig.
How'd you like to play with him? Hey, James, I know that
And a tumbling muffin towards goal finds its way over the line. It needed to be a bit fluky, and it was. Jesus. I cannot believe Daig made those saves. Nikita Kucherov on a fucking breakaway in double overtime. And the 21-year-old stands tall. Then this save afterwards. Craziness. And obviously we'll go into the replay in a moment. But a lot of incidental contact led to this goal. I mean, they get the puck back after that series of saves. And right here, Zach Werenski saves the game. Granted, it looks like, and he did, Daig read that really well, but man, that's Jake Gensel. Jake Gensel gets to unload on that shot. That is probably a goal. Werenski picks it off, hustles into the attacking zone, finds Lindstrom, shoots it right into the toe of Kucherov, is able to kick it to it. I hate this animation. I fucking despise this animation and animations like this because it leads to, let's be honest, a bullshit goal. It's franchise, so whatever. But dude, if this goal, because of this, goes in on you in Ultimate Team or EASHL, it's a fucking controller breaker. I don't care what his awareness is. The fucking stanky leg, that's brutal. That has to go. Whenever people talk about like, oh, like a 2K10 and stuff like that, there were just all these bad animations and stuff like that. This is right up there with any of the worst animations you would have seen in old 2K games or even, you know, decade-old EA NHL games. That's awful. That is absolutely awful. That in stride, whoop, kicks it forward. To his tape, no less. As Zach Werenski cuts into the middle, kicks it right to his fucking tape. Horrific. Horrific. And then he loses it through incidental contact to Kucherov. It goes off of Vasi's stick. And he knocks it into his own goal as he... Oh, boy. Oh, yay. It's a horrible, horrible goal that simply cannot happen in an online setting. Franchise-wise, whatever. I mean, it went our way, so that's fine. Jesus Christ, dude. Like, off the skates, fine. Right here, how's that not a trip, by the way? I mean, okay. I can believe it, but again, it all happens because of this. I gotta mark down the stream time here just to be able to send this to my lovely friends at EA. Again, double overtime, offline game and franchise, and this is the winner because of this pickup that should not exist. There is no excuse, regardless of offensive awareness, in my opinion, to get a no-look pickup animation like this straight to the tape. Loses it on incidental contact. First thing that needs to be addressed, this pickup animation. That needs to be eliminated. I don't know how the programming of that works. I have no idea. No, that cannot happen. Because again, if this happens in EASHL or Ultimate Team, that's a controller breaker. That is a bad enough thing where people be like, I hate this game, I get screwed, it's not fun, I'm going to stop playing. God forbid, granted the GWC doesn't exist anymore, God forbid that happens in a tournament or something like that. Like, there's no defense of it for anybody doing commentary or anything like that. You got to be like, well, that's EA. And I know for me, who happens to do esports commentary, I'd prefer not to do that. So that's the first problem. The second is this. Incidental, Vasi is down as it hits off of his stick. I don't know what this stand-up animation is. Why he doesn't just stay butterfly, why he doesn't cover, why he doesn't paddle it away, I don't know. But he hits it off the stick, and then as he gumbies, like, that's the only way I can describe it, as he gumbies to his feet, watch his knees. As he gumbies to his feet, he knocks it into his own net off the back of his tape. Oh, actually, even better. It goes off the post and then off his foot and in. Both the puck pickup here cannot happen. Needs to be addressed. And whatever this goalie animation is, or a lack of a different animation that would have a goalie actually clear the crease. Like that's what, 88, 90 overall, Andrei Vasilevsky. He doesn't know what to do in that circumstance. Like, he doesn't know to poke check it. He doesn't know to paddle it away, let alone awkwardly get back to his skates and knock it into his own net. Like, it's brutal. It's brutal. And I won. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy my team just won. We're moving on. Well, we're not moving on. We've tied the series. We're moving on with the rest of the series now. But that's bad.